You're on the air, baby. You're on. You did it. You made it.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
Watch the tape, and when you see the tape, you know the tape doesn't lie, and the tape doesn't lie.
Just can't do anything about the past. You know, it's kind of been my mindset. You know, it's just what can you do now? Yeah, that happened. So what? So, you know, there's a lot of ups and downs throughout the game. A lot of flags that were called that we can't control, but can't do anything like that. So really, just controlling what you can control and just moving on from that point. So yeah.
You know what is even more important than that from a team sense is after that play, EQ was hanging his head. QB1 walks right over to him, slaps him on the back, and that's you're not reading the book like Mitch is to be a leader. That's just born in you. That's just doing your job, building your guy up, and there's just I don't know, Kenneth. It's hard to grasp it. It's our dude. You know what I mean?
You can, if you, especially being an expert, there's way more people smarter than me when it comes to stuff like this. But it's common football sense, and we've all had something to do with football. All right, so it's applicable to more sports in general. Like for instance, this real quick, Michael Jordan. Yeah, Michael Jordan didn't shoot the three ball. Nobody was rarely shooting a three back then, but because he can get in the lane whenever he wanted to, he didn't have to initially. All right, and it's the same thing applies. Justin could throw. Dog, people act like he didn't have one of the best deep balls in college football for the period that he was in there and accuracy. You can build back off of that. Listen, let's dial back those design runs a little bit. All right, because he's going to scramble anyway. We don't have to get to 12. Can we get that bad boy about to 8? You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to give you 4 to 5 scrambles anyway. Because at some point, somebody may hit him. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody may hit him. And I'm with you, Phil. He's tough. He's tough as nails. But it's like every other game. There's a time when he picks himself off the field, and I'm like, oh, right. And the last thing I want, and I'm happy I said this earlier today. I was fearful if something would have happened to Justin this year. Will we know who he is and be in a situation like San Francisco? San Francisco doesn't know who the hell Trey Lance is. No? Exactly, all right, they got to go another year getting closer to where you have to extend him without knowing if he's that dude whatsoever, right? And just as far as Justin and how weak the offensive line was before Luke Getsy started implementing these design runs, and also Justin scrambling, because Justin throughout this season, his pocket awareness has grown. Right, like it's where he once peripherally he sees guys, like he saw Chubb before when Chubb put his on. He saw Chubb right before
that
Chubb
was an
came.
Amazing play.
Right, but there was a play where Chubb was behind him, and this is where he felt the presence and last year that wouldn't have happened, but last year also who was coaching him up, right?
Exactly.
So now we're not just talking about the physical stuff, the intangible stuff is starting to improve. How many times early in the season where if he used it, and this isn't me, we all know this, if he used a different arm slot, the screen would have perhaps worked, right? And now, and going back to that Equipment St. Brown play, dude, I'll give this to you any way you want to get it to make sure that this pass is going to get out. Just throughout the year making these improvements on a team that's not a good team. All right, like it's not a good team. It says a lot. It says a lot about what this young man's future is going to be.
That's the thing. That's why all of these deals that you see that the Bears are going to go out there. Listen, they're going to go big fish hunting. Like Daron Payne, if Daron Payne doesn't get tagged in Washington, that's going to be a day one guy to Chicago. I'll tell you, they're going to open up the coffers for Carr's guy, Eric McCoy, the center down in New Orleans. 25 years old, is going to hit the market, and New Orleans can't afford,
cap situation is
anything.
terrible.
but they're going to structure all these deals for all this bonus money is going to go in the first one and the first and second year. So you're clearing the deck again for when Justin comes up. And that's, you pump the brakes on that. They ain't going to go out and spend 124 of the 125 million. It's just not going to happen.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Here we go. Trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Oh my God. Here it is! After just reporting.
The tape never lies.
Other people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
There's open competition over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're all stuck like the Jew and now and laters. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack scrolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Jimmy. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unchairs. The tape never lies. The truth, you see, we laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keep it 100. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it.
Keeping it 100.
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Birds never lie. Yeah, exactly.
Number one.
Hey, what up, my
number
people?
one.
Hey, yeah.
Otis Nichols in the house here. Live.
Oh,
What up, Mike? Shane, what's up? Everybody. Just me and TTNL fan. Who's this?
Juliana.
Juliana, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You're live on TTNL. Cool Kennedy.
What's up, bro? What's going on?
Hey, and his mama.
And his mom's in the house. She actually does.
Yay, I exist.
And look at his little dog. Best breakfast sandwich. My guy Jimbo hooking it up, and his boy Davey rocking that TTNL swag. I'm just gonna walk. Over here we got Ron G.
Yo!
Here's Hans, all the way from Germany. And his father, what's your dad? Detlef? Yeah. Like Detlef Shrimp. I know one guy. I know.
How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing good. You're talking to the people.
You like the weather?
It's nice and chill.
For TTNL.
Yes.
This is for the fans.
All of this.
Welcome
weather,
to Chicago.
this beautiful sun.
I'm so happy.
Dre
keep
out
telling
here.
that truth, man.
That's all we gotta do.
I've been waiting on that shit for years.
Yeah, come on over. John Santino.
I just
Live here at TTNL Tailgate. Here we go. Whoa, we're live. Cars. What's the keys today? What are the keys?
What are the keys? I'm the keys.
Oh, hey, there's a drone. And they're saying that.
And welcome to TTNL, man. Great having you guys here, man. Going live right now, man. If you ain't on Harrison Walnuts right now, what do you even wake up for right now? Say it from the south side to Connecticut, where they got great pizza, by the way.
We got Germany. Thank you.
A great pizza.
Swag. Who's this guy?
Hey, Phil, this is Vince. From
Minneapolis.
Vinny.
Vinny!
Yeah.
That's the tail, right?
Yeah, we have fun out here. You were here.
So your daughter here, your wife's here, everyone's out here supporting both. Go Bears, TTNL.
TTNL, come and watch us on time.
TTNL, right? All day long.
Oh, okay, got you. Oh, it's live on TTNL.
Come on, baby, we're live. Are you ready? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
We did it! Ready? Survived the tower.
Let's go.
We made it. Hey, what do you think?
The best.
First and 10 tailgate. Everything they do here is for charity. All the food, everything has been donated for.
Hey, it's going to be a Bears victory.
To enjoy the Chicago Bears win. Let me hear a hell yeah. The cereal and the tower killer.
Go any cereal I kill is in a bowl, bitch.
Tell him. It's crazy.
You guys know the tape never lies.
Give me some fucking names.
Tape never lies, never.
Yo, that's right. This is Claudio the Barber, and this is TTNL's Keepin It 100, the best bear show on the planet, bar none. As you saw, TTNL invaded Chicago. We did not end up with the win, but we did end up with memories, some new friends, and a lot of laughs. So we got a lot to talk about. Of course, we got a great show. Again, we got Chris Zorich coming on to talk all things Bears and the TTNL get together, and a bunch of TTNL crew is coming on. So let's bring on the boys. Shane, the smartest man, Marcel.
Yo.
Doctor.
Yo. Holy. Watching that, you know what is reinforced for me is to never piss Ron G off ever in my life.
Great line, though. It's a great line.
That's why you end the whole video with Ron G. And his great line. Yeah, I tried to obviously, what a fucking weekend, man. What a fucking weekend, Claudio. You lived it up. So did I. And it was just overwhelming. I know Cars can't be on the show tonight, but I think he would have obviously been able to use some of the nerdy type of verbiage to give you some analytics of what it was like to be out there tailgating and having the TTNL party at Larison's house on Friday night as well. And it was just overwhelming. I know Cars' ego has been stroked and evoked and everything of that. My
I
wife
told him for years, I'm like, people love you, bro. Like, nah.
I thought Cars had the line of the day when I was walking to the tailgate with him. He's like, my fucking wife doesn't like to take pictures with me. I've never taken so many pictures with complete strangers and fans. It's like my head. Am I floating? I go, this is what TTNL is all about, bro. You come on
There's
here.
the birthday boy.
There he is, Alex Acevedo. Are you coming on tonight, or you pulling a jackal?
No, I messaged him. He says he's got some prior engagements and he's trying to get some birthday love and this and that. So, but happy birthday, right?
Happy birthday, Alex. Yeah. He was in the house. Obviously, you saw him there. There's so much to get into about the weekend, and we're going to get into all of that coming up in the show. Chris Zorich is going to jump on and talk. We're going to combine the Super 16 and Keeping It 100 and talk about what TTNL means to Chris when he comes on the show. And obviously bring Ivan, Cherie, Bratcher also, who were with us all weekend. Ron G, Alex Acevedo, Cars, all of us together. Obviously, minus Shane. So get him the fuck out of here and let's just talk, me and you, Claudio.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? That's a first.
He's probably making a meme of me right now.
I know.
He's doing something, producing. But the reality was it's all encompassing the Chicago Bears. And I will say this. Well, let me say this before I talk football, Shane. I was nervous because Bratcher reached out and said, because everything was going on and everyone knows with Shane's family, you have to course correct. So the brunt of planning is falling on me on top of editing and doing. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Larison's trying to help out. His wife, obviously, they did what they did. But the tailgate part of it, obviously, was going to be me and Shane coming up with a plan, doing the show, and it all course corrects. Bratcher steps up and talks about fat. And now everything happens for a reason. I will say that because now I think we've found home, honestly, for TTNL. That walk on Google Maps looked like it was forever, but it was like nothing. And those guys at Fat First and 10 Tailgate, they were just so welcoming, so inviting, so much fun there. Truly, that is where 2023 Tailgate is going to go down next year. I promise you that. Those guys, and we'll have Ray from Fats on later. I wanted to talk to him and let him promote his tailgate spot because even if TTNL isn't there, I really believe you as a fan should get down there and check out what they're doing, and I'll let him say for that. But that being said, we'll get into all that stuff. It would be remiss if I didn't say this. You know what? Fuck the fucking refs. Honestly, I don't give a shit. Jackal sitting in BHL and Shane trying to pretty up this fucking loss. I traveled with
real quick.
all the way to
I was producing.
Chicago.
I was producing.
See? All the way to Chicago. And I got to deal with Shane's bullshit like this.
Oh, shit.
That wasn't for me.
And I got to
admit, a patron sent me that live in the moment.
I know I'm short, right? Exactly. You know I'm short. I stood next to Jason Onstad, and he was shorter than me.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it. I go, I thought you were taller than me. Anyway, you travel all the way to Chicago. And I'm dead ass serious. This isn't bullshit. I've never witnessed a game. I've seen the Alshon Jeffrey 3 offensive pass interference games. I've seen games I can't even believe. But me and Cherie talking, going to the airport, Cherie taking us to the airport. Thank you, Cherie. Such a sweetheart. And we're just sitting there talking. And I'm like, that whole fucking drive was aided by the refs just wanting them to score and keep this game close. And it infuriated me to no end. I don't know if there's ever been a time, maybe when my children were born, that I felt so helpless because I wanted to fucking jump the fence, get on the field, and yoke the officials up because it infuriated that they stole this game from you. They absolutely tragically did. I'm watching the tape now. It's even fucking worse. It's even worse. I was talking to Eric Crane. Yeah, well, Justin underthrew the Cole. I don't give a fuck if he underthrew it. It's interference. Every time. You call it. It's not hard.
Yeah,
we're at home.
It's not even fucking close. That's the thing that, and listen, this isn't I'm not taking a shot at Kramer or any analyst for that matter, but it's the fucking NFL. Shit ain't gonna be perfect.
This ain't
every
the
single
kickball league
every single
in
down.
Bratcher's hometown, Kaniki, on fucking Saturday, where they hired 3 refs. They're getting paid $30 an hour. This is the fucking NFL. How about Cole Kmet running shallow cross? Justin's about to throw it, and the fucking safety runs into him.
Dude, if that doesn't happen, he houses it. There's
It's
nobody
going for
there.
another touchdown, just like the big play before.
Yeah, gone.
I don't care if it's incidental. It's still interference.
Yeah. How about the Kyler Gordon roughing the
I'm not
passer?
even there yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Kyler Gordon, fucking make the sack. How about that? I don't have no time for that. You don't miss that tackle. You don't miss it.
Does Jason want to be alone with you?
I don't know.
I'll give you just a tip. Just a tip.
You guys, that's a whole different show, Jason. That's not this one.
He wasn't
Coming on the plane
he did
after
the right
Dallas,
thing, so,
Shane. Listen, the fucking Kyler Gordon play, he misses the sack. That's on him. I don't know how. Somehow, that's fucking Jared Goff.
Yeah.
It ain't Justin Fields. Square the fuck up, drop his ass, and call it a fucking day. I'm tired of these pussies on defense. Look at fucking Sambor. You think he's undrafted? Start getting the heart. I don't want to hear loafs, hits. Start fucking playing. Stay in your fucking gap. Know your assignment. Don't even get me going, Claudio. Wasn't even going there. Jalen Johnson. Dolly Parton's breasts. He hit him right in the chest plate. Right in the fucking chest plate. Knocked him down like Dolly. Oh, by golly. The ref is called on the biggest moment of the motherfucking game.
Yeah, that's a
you
game.
talk about
mean,
momentum. That's a game.
That's a game.
Good night, Detroit.
Mhm.
Good night. Now, some of you, Otis Nichols, he's okay with a loss. Some people are okay. I'm not. I'm not built like, I don't give a fuck, April. So many variables can happen. Guess what? The great player could suck and be a bust in the draft. It looks great. You'll see a Brit flip-flop his positions in the draft. I don't care. I want to win. That's culture building. Give a fuck. Get a better center. They can't even figure that out. Wait till you see the tape on Sam Mustafer. Forget his mom on Twitter. I don't know who's worse, him or his mom. It's fucking ridiculous. This is what you're putting out there for Justin? Sam Mustafer couldn't even start in Southington High School right now at center. Walking around like he's goddamn. He's like that dude at the China buffet who doesn't know what the fucking Chinese donuts are. He keeps walking. Where are they? Where's the lo mein? He doesn't know what he's doing. I've never seen anything like. Wait till you see this, patrons. He's just on screen. There's a fucking linebacker. You know Mike. That's him, 34. Anzalone. Sounds like he's from New Haven. I'm going to block, and I'm going after Anzalone. Fuck. I can't believe the refs, your center, your coaches, everybody. Justin throwing a stupid pick. Everything that could go wrong went wrong in Chicago.
How many third and longs did we give up? I mean,
oh my God!
You know, that's
third and
also
14. You give up. Yeah, you give up 22 on
Dude,
that.
To me,
all
that's
I thought of is
probably
Shane Marsaw watching with Riley
worst.
at home. It's 3rd and 17. I go to cars. Here comes the deep in.
Yeah.
It's
all
right.
day.
It happens
all
on
fucking
cue.
day. Yeah.
All the time.
Oh
same
my
thing the Dolphins
God.
were doing to us. They were doing the same thing. Same thing.
Guys,
so Alan
guess
Williams
what?
got to fucking address that shit. Got to fix it.
Fucking turn your head,
Get that.
drop your ass deep, and get on the. Guess what? 14 is kind of his favorite guy. Get on him. Jesus. I didn't get to rant on Sunday. I figured I got to get this off my chest. I was so infuriated. Anybody saying the officials don't have a position in this game should go to another network and understand fantasy football does happen, and guys in the NFL that might have a job play it or bet on it. I'm telling you right now, these officials should be under scrutiny. I've never witnessed anything like it. When I see somebody like that, I just can't even believe what I'm seeing. Every time I look at this football team, there's some new issue. The refs didn't need to help it. Oh my God, Shane. I can't. I'm just not built the way. I won't make excuses.
No, it is tough, man. But like I said, we talked about this on BHL. Danny Parkins pretty much, talked about it today when he ripped apart Dan Weeder, Pat Finley, David Haw, and all of these guys coming at, Justin Fields needs to learn how to win or he'll never win. It's just Danny
did everything in his power to win.
Yeah, exactly. And he needs to be able to pass in the fourth quarter. Well, he did against the Commanders, and Darnell Mooney dropped
the ball.
He drove you down the field against Pittsburgh. He did it against San Francisco, last
Miami.
year. So yeah, exactly.
Brown drops the ball,
Exactly. So it's
St. Brown drops the ball.
There's
I
guarantee
no pass
you,
interference on
and I would say this to I told Jackal to reach out to Dan Weeder, and I will say that I have zero problem. I would say this to Dan Weeder live on our airwaves. The way that this works with the media, if he would have drove them down against Detroit and they would have kicked a field goal or a touchdown and they win the game, Weeder's already got his next article is, hey, Justin drove him down, but calm down, fans. It's just the Lions. Now you got to do this. Now you got to do this against Philly. Now you got to do this on the road. So there's a built-in excuse for the media each and every week, no matter what. Imagine if we told you at the beginning of the season that we were going to go through this 5-game stretch with Justin Fields, and there's so much negativity around it. Ryan Cox put in the chat tonight that he's the most scrutinized player. 85% is not good enough for Justin Fields for some of the media members. It's got to be 110%.
I don't know how you put it on Fields, and we're putting up 30 points pretty much.
You
a
would not
game.
have
how
a
is it
single
on the
fucking
offense?
win this year without Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Not
I
one.
totally agree.
We should be winning. You're putting up 30 points in the NFL. You should be
Jim
winning. most
Larison
games.
had sent me these stats for the stat boys. For me, stats are for losers, but I'll give you these stats just to showcase. Okay, Justin Fields' first 4 games, he was 34 of 67 for 471 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for a passer rating of 58.7. His last 6 games, he's 88 of 141 for 1,018 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for a 99.6 passer rating. But sure, tell me again how he can't pass. This is showcasing improvement.
If you're telling me
I'm
that
just
Justin
watching it
Fields
on the
can't-
tape.
If you're telling me that Justin Fields can't pass, you didn't watch one single second of last season, a ton of the throws this year, or any of his college tape. This is the thing, and this is the absolute separator that people don't understand. He is a pass-first quarterback. Always has been. Bratcher, real quick, go look up his college rushing stats for me and post it.
It's pretty
They're low.
minuscule.
Yeah.
Pretty minuscule.
The kid from Ohio State, Okuda, talked about it. He's like, yeah, we didn't see that much in Ohio State. I had no clue he was
You
that
didn't
fast.
have to.
He's a pass-first guy. Why? Because he's a fucking elite level passing quarterback that also has the ability to run. He's running more now because that's the only fucking way that these guys can stay in the games. Claudio, you were there. All of you guys were there. Cars texted me. He's like, bro, these wide receivers cannot separate at all. He's like, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
And
In
then you're
critical
wondering,
situations, you're having. This is the reality. Okay, it's the same. I'll address some of you fucking nerd frauds that don't understand football. We'll use Mac Jones and Justin Fields for an example. Mac Jones's story is just starting. So is Justin Fields. These guys are young quarterbacks. And when you go look back at the history of Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Brees, go look at their growth chart of where they were going. Obviously, you know the story. So stop with this story is written bullshit that these media members are writing. I'm looking at a football player in Justin Fields that is the impetus of winning and determination, as my father would say, pride. The reality is it takes a little time just to grow a cohesive understanding and relationship with your receivers, let alone a center, albeit from Notre Dame, that sucks. That's terrible. Guards that aren't good. A left tackle who's a 5th-round rookie and is weak. So let's not forget what he's dealing with up front. And an aging veteran right tackle in Riley Reef. With a new offense, these aren't excuses. These are reality on tape. That's what this network is. Justin Fields is the Pedro Martina. He is the Mariano Rivera. He's the closer. He has the big play ability, and he gets you out of trouble. We call him Justin Copperfield for a reason. He's magic. He's magic. And what he does out there, I mean, the Vikings game, the penalty, Shane, last week against the Dolphins is just an incredible run. And he tops that against Detroit. Again, 67-yard run. The guy is a threat to score anywhere. For those of you who love Devin Hester, oh, by the way, he was a punt returner. This guy has the ball in his hand on every play.
Yeah, and
he's a better thrower than Michael Vick was coming out of college. Just let him grow.
Yeah, and
let him grow. He's not perfect.
Not at all. I mean,
and I'm going to be critical of him, but that doesn't mean
Yeah, that
He's
pick
not
six,
good.
Phil, is just it can't. He was trying to do too much, thinking that he can make
admitted
something
it.
out of nothing. Yeah,
But that's what it is. He every play wants to obviously make a big play, and he has to understand that some plays you lost that play.
Yep.
You got
And
to
guess
get rid of
what,
the fucking
Claudio?
ball.
When do you learn that? When
Well,
you're a
in time,
young quarterback, right?
Yeah. After
You
making
learn these
mistakes
lessons. For him to stand up at the podium and say, I can assure you, Herb, this ain't going to happen again. It won't happen again. Let's see. What will happen, though, we'll get more into this terrible officiated game, the growth of Justin Fields, the lack of receivers, Sam Borg, and the defensive struggles. All of it. Let's bring in this guy. I know he's happy. He beat Navy. Let's bring him out.
School. This guy headed to South Bend with a scholarship in hand to suit up for the Fighting Irish, where he became a champion after college. He didn't have to move very far, as his hometown Chicago Bears made him the 49th overall pick in the 1991 NFL Draft. Bears fans, TTNL fans, get out your seats and give it up for former Chicago Bears defensive lineman, he's Chris.
There he is.
How are you today?
Is it on the script?
I don't know, but I gotta tell you one thing, man. You know, that's the intro that got me hooked, right? You know, that's the intro that got me to realize you guys are legit and shit. You know,
That brought you to the table.
it did.
You were like, fuck yeah, I'm staying with these guys.
That's right.
Fuck are these guys?
So that was the impetus to our friendship right there.
Yep, the video that you cared about.
Yep.
I mean, had it been like, oh, former Chicago Notre Dame guy Chris Zorich, I'd been like, like, wow, like really?
This motherfucker had to pay $5 to eat at Hallis Hall one time.
I've been through it all. Through it all.
Thank God we put in the time and effort then. See? It matters, Bratcher.
Exactly.
It matters. Maybe other networks. Chris was like this after he saw it when he got off the air.
Hey, there you go. Yep, I like it.
Exactly.
Never doing that again.
Then he yeah, right.
You don't have to. We have it in our library.
Yes, you do. I appreciate that.
Oh, Chris Zorich every week, if you don't know, on Monday nights or Tuesdays, just depending on travel.
Depending how we feel.
Yeah. We go live on the Super 16 Poll Show with Chris Zorich.
We run the clock. Super 16 is the cream of the crop. College football time of year don't stop.
We're adding this guy.
Just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16. Serving up a plate for the football fiends. Breaking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show of your dreams.
Ain't no bias, Chris Zorich breaking truth. Traded in the golden helmet in the past for a suit. With the tape, never lies. College ball, he's a stoop. Ranking the top 16, not the top 32.
Then in the top
That is
16.
the best intro ever.
It was
Seriously,
better.
man.
Is it better than the one we produced for you?
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Are you
Look
kidding?
at you. We are. Look at Rich Gordon trying to read our mind, Chris.
Hey, I like it.
This is what me and Chris do on Monday night. Shane is usually in the chat, firing
Talking shit about Alabama.
Yeah.
usually about Notre Dame.
You can talk shit about Alabama this year.
Oh, listen, we're combining because we missed our show, travel, and Chris is such a gentleman, understanding.
We had a blast. I'm surprised you're still able to do the show tonight. I mean, you got to be absolutely exhausted.
Listen, my wife has been exhausted. I've been exhausted. You could still hear my voice was affected by me screaming at the refs at the game on Sunday. I'm still going through it, but listen.
This is damn near been a whole week for you, right? I mean, Thursday,
dude,
you left Friday?
My wife said in the kitchen before the show, she's like, do you realize tomorrow we left last week?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. It's been the week from semi-hell because you had some fun, but still the traveling. Come on, man. It's ridiculous.
The stuff that you have to do, I don't think people realize. And a lot of people stepped up. Let me just say that. I don't want to sound like ungrateful. I mean, Jim Larison and his wife having the TTNL party at their house. You experienced that.
Their own house. They were able to open it up for you guys. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. I'm not even talking about the fact that I drive 60 fucking miles to see you, but that's okay.
Can you keep it 100?
Did I say 60?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it was like 63. My bad.
3.
At 1:30 in the morning.
As we're going out at 1:30 in the morning, me and Jim are walking him out.
We're talking, and Phil, he can't shut up, right? So I pull up Waze.
Oh, really?
I pull up Waze, and like I'm showing him like how far I have to go. I'm like, dude, like this is how much I love you, really? And it was like literally, it was the directions, and I got home at like 1:30 in the morning. It was crazy.
Yeah, you're an amazing human being. Like I said on the toast, I don't have to say it. I think people realize the people that I've met from this network, starting with Cars and Shane, all the way down, are just, you surround yourself with good people. And you coming out there, I mean, you didn't have to show me the miles that it took you to get there or go home. The fact that you were there meant everything to Claudio. It meant everything to Cherie and her mom. It meant to Jim Larison. Hell, Dion Miller was so excited that you were there. So it's just a great.
It was fun. I had a really good time.
I know patron Andrew and Courtney were so excited that you were there. Let me tell you that.
That was the ND connection. That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. Shouting out them for all they've done too. They helped get some tickets for the crew. Anyway, we had a blast. Jim and his wife though.
She makes the smallest cocktails. I swear, like she was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Well, you got like whiskey and Coke." And she's like, "Sure." So she made it, and like literally, it was like in a little shot glass. And I was like, "Wow, really?" I'm like 300 pounds. Like she's like, "Oh well," you know. And I finished it in like, well, actually, so saying like we obviously miss you, but the part that you really didn't have to miss was like his 3-hour toast. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious.
I was getting updates.
Like literally, see, and that's how long it was. The fact that you were getting like live updates.
Well,
it was crazy.
I sent Cars a text, and I'm like, I'm gonna get you the I don't give a fuck drop, and I want you to walk right up into the middle and play it.
I mean, it was.
I can't leave people out, right?
There were like 5 guys who like finished their beer and like they were actually on their second beer. Now that is a long ass toast.
But I can't leave anybody out. If I just said thank you to everyone that came, the guests that have come on TTNL, and then toast.
I mean, you hit Shane, you hit your wife, you hit your kids, Jim and his wife. I think you're okay.
Well,
Instead, he was like, well, the guy who went and got my mail when I was in 3rd grade. Thank you so much.
He's like Chunk from the Goonies. This one time in 5th grade.
Yo, let's not forget he started saying real quick. I'm gonna make it real quick. That's what he said too. Real quick.
I want Trent, I believe, filmed it, and Trent Emery, who traveled from Colorado, he was there as one of our patrons. He's our documentary.
That's awesome.
Filmer and
how's it do with the camera?
Yeah, cameraman
okay.
Trent.
Yeah, I think he ran out of like his I won't say film, but he ran out of storage. on his film. So they had on his camera. Then I had to let him my camera because he ran out of storage on there too. Shane, it was like literally, dude. It was like
I've heard him talk. That's for sure.
My fucking back was hurting. I had to lean up against the wall. You know, I was like, it was bad, man. Ask Sheree. She'll tell you.
Hey, see, Lawrence was there, showed mad
real
love to everybody, real quick. I couldn't leave anybody out.
If Jim's wife is what this is a cocktail. So like literally
putting her on notice.
Jen Larison.
Jen, yeah.
Jen.
She gave me like a shot glass, and I was like, wow. Then like conversation, she's like, "Are you finished?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was a shot." She's like, "Oh, okay." And then the next time she filled it up like halfway. I'm like, "Oh my god, you know what? Where's the bottle? I'll just drink the bottle."
And then you ended up having your own. So did you have fun?
I had a blast. It was awesome. It was awesome seeing her. It was a great seeing you again. It's been like what, almost a year?
Yeah, it was almost a year.
Yeah.
But because I kept you out so late, tell the truth. I was like, listen, I know Sunday might be tough for you to come out to the tailgate with everybody. So next
Sunday
year,
was very tough. Yes. So hopefully it'll be not an either or type thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Larisons will like move closer to Indiana where I'm at. So then I won't have to drive.
We can always just have it at your house, Chris. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Right in the middle of northern Indiana.
No, we have the spot already for the party. Me, Cherie, Jim, and Steph have discovered where we're going to have the party next year. It's going to be downtown Chicago.
Oh, that's perfect.
We got the spot.
Well, in here, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because you got guys come from Colorado and shit. I don't want to be that.
I know you drove 63. I mean,
right. I mean,
walk through snow.
Big deal, right? Exactly. I mean, this dude, like, he hiked from a mountain.
He
did.
Down and fucking Claudio and Bratcher had to carry his ass.
We had a guy in the open that came from fucking Germany, and Zorich talking about driving 60. Zorich like, I know 60 fucking miles.
Dude, like, yeah, he brought the violin. Like, dude, really, man? Come on. Like, really?
Hans came all the way from Germany.
Right.
And you're complaining.
Like, this is like 6 to 8 hours for me. What are you talking about? I'm like, holy shit. I'm kind of pissed I didn't have a chance to meet him, but next year I promise. Like, it was tough, man, because there was a lot of stuff going on, and it was my wife's, or it was my sister-in-law's 50th birthday.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't miss that. Although every 15 minutes, Phil was like, "Dude, you coming? You coming?" I'm like, "Dude." Wow. I mean, it's one thing if I'm not doing anything, but
Indiana, Germany.
Yes, I'm being a little bitch because I'm complaining, but I had a lot of stuff like going on, and then
you came and showed
get out of
love.
my sister-in-law's birthday party.
You did come right from there.
I did.
That was, listen, my wife.
So it was actually closer because it was downtown Chicago. So actually, the ride up wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was only 42 miles.
Right. It was only 42 miles.
No, but you coming out celebrating TTNL.
And then, how about this? Then,
yes,
I actually did a salute to service event for the Bears, which is in North Chicago. And so we were passing food out and stuff like that. So that was actually 86 miles from the house.
Was that Saturday?
No, that was Friday.
So you did that as well.
I drove out to 86. My wife was like, "Dude, you're crazy." I'm like, "No, I'm good, man." And then when I got back, she was like, "You know, I got to go to Chicago, right?" I mean, it was just insane. It was just absolutely insane. And I know I sound like a little bitch, but it was a lot of driving. But thank God I am listening to the Game of Thrones on Audible, so that made it very exciting.
There you go. I know you're a big Game of Thrones fan. It's like Jim's house was like the Game of Thrones that night.
Yes, it
walking into the fucking Tarkashian, whatever the fuck. Targaryen? Is that right?
I'm not sure where you're going with it, but yes, okay.
Okay. I got the name right. I'm proud of myself.
Tarkashian.
I have to walk Kardashian in the Game of Thrones.
Right, exactly.
Kardashian, that's a big ass turkey.
But yeah, you came out. We enjoyed the night. All the TTNL family. Cherie's mom was there. You met everybody.
Mama Cherie, that's hilarious. And it turns out that apparently I knew like Mama Cherie?
Grandma Cherie.
Yes.
She met you back in the day.
What
young
the
Chris.
What was that about?
When he didn't complain about driving 61 miles.
That's because I was young.
He rode his bike.
I was like 19 or something like that.
23.
23. Okay.
That was your 23-year-old picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
There he is.
There he is, looking
that was
at.
Not my 23-year-old picture. That was us handing out food at the thing.
That's Chris saying, "Phil, I'm coming, man. I'm driving up now."
He's telling the chick in that picture, look, he looks a little disgruntled. I got to drive 60 more fucking miles tonight. You take your frozen bird?
Actually, dude, that event was crazy, man. Because like I was saying hi to people and we were checking them in and stuff, and there was a dude who would stand in front of the car. Was like, "Okay, come on," and you know, some of these vets a little older, and they're coming up, and he's like, I was like, "Dude, be careful." He's like, "Man, I've been on and I don't know what they call it. I've been on a ship." He was on a ship, and he was the one directing the planes landing on the ship and shit. And I was like, "Oh, okay, you know what? You're good. I'll just be quiet. I'm a little bitch."
Well, you came out. We enjoyed the night. I appreciate you coming out there. Obviously, my speech didn't leave a mark or impression on you. It was supposed to be like a dagger in your heart, showing you that love. But if I miss there, next year, we'll have you at both the tailgate and the party. I know a lot of people were excited to meet you, but Chris did drive 63 miles, Shane. Another 86.
Well, I kind of feel like a dick now because the dude from Germany, I totally forgot about him. I'm like, damn. And the dude from Colorado. You know what?
Hey, next year, we have, this has totally been a lesson. We know that we're going to come out to Chicago next year and tailgate at that same spot, because I'll tell you right now,
I heard it was a blast.
It was a blast.
That's awesome.
Trent, again, is putting together, him and Ron, and I believe Bratcher are putting together some stuff, or Ivan, all of these guys, of capturing. I put something together quick for tonight at the early part of the show. I'll play it again at the end, but we had such a blast at the tailgate with all the fans. I mean, people came out. They weren't even going to the game. They just came out to meet and greet TTNL. And Fat, First and 10 tailgate, 524 Cherie, South Wabash was the spot. And I believe that's where we're going to be tailgating all the time in the future. So next year, Shane will mark the date. There'll be no distractions, disturbances. Claudio or Jackal
let everybody know
can't
my
deny.
family. I'm like, doesn't matter what happens next year.
Wow.
People, I'm
I'm
like, listen, if this dude can come from 63 miles, if somebody in my family dies, I can make it there.
Wow.
Just
Just no
make
bitch coming from Indiana.
Larison, we need bigger shots glasses. We need bigger mixing glasses too.
And I think although I didn't have a chance to go to the tailgate, what made it so cool was that even if you're not going to the game, then you'll have a chance to kind of like hang out, which was great because I'm sure you were able to find maybe street parking, or you can park there, which would have been great because if not, like the last tailgate, you had to be in the stadium, right? I mean,
exactly.
And chances are you probably weren't walking 2 miles just to get there. So the whole idea is that, it's going to be open to the public and you actually have to go to the game.
It's the perfect thing, honestly. And I thank Bratcher for going that extra step. All jokes aside, I get anxious, as they could tell you. My wife could tell you. Just flying gets me. I got to be on time. I can't be missed. Bring the fucking luggage. I got kids. Tate wasn't feeling. I'm going crazy, having to worry about tailgate food and feeding. That isn't even on my mind. So for them to step up and everything goes to charity and all of the donations and everything, it's like just, it's meant to have this brother. Bear Mysterio and Big Ray out there, Bill, all those guys were just tremendously inviting. Claudio, Ron G, Ivan, all of them going in there, just having a blast. It was like we've known each other for a year. It was like a family reunion. Then we're meeting all these patrons. There was a couple guys, they don't even have tickets. They brought their families out there just to meet TTNL. And it was very, very humbling. It really was. It was just amazing. And it's funny when people are asking for your picture, an autograph, whatever. I'm like, all right, let's go. We'll take some picture. It's just Cars, I know, said it best. He's like, I can't even take a picture with my wife, let alone now I'm taking all these pictures with strangers. Rick Riggs and his wife were there. So many people. We're going to get a few of them on later in the show. Hans from Germany is going to jump on first. Then we're going to have Big Ray from Fat and let him produce. And then a few other guests from the Tailgate. But Chris, every Monday we do the Super 16. I wanted to cross over and mix this and have you talk about what TTNL means to you. And obviously you started it off with the intro. That's what got you to come on the show. Alex Acevedo reaching out to you. You finally...
No, it's not what got me on the show. I was going to do the show anyway.
Right.
And then after the intro, I was like, damn, these guys are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we actually had a conversation and we kind of talked about some other things. And then Shane's smart, brilliant ass, when I had this idea, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this for the Football Writers America Association. Do you mind if I just mentioned it on a show that I can do with you? And you're like, what? And Shane was like, dude, what about? And then literally that's what it was. So I should actually be doing a show with you, Shane. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with Phil.
Hey, I'm always open, bro. Get those.
I'm just saying.
Work my vocal pipes a little bit. I was lost on BHL. I'm like, Jackal wouldn't even barely talk. And I'm like, what is going on? I had like free reign. I'm looking around. Nobody's stopping me. Nobody's saying real quick, hold up. It's great.
Must have been a nice ride, 63.
Your dad texted me. He's like, finally, I can enjoy the show that fucking other lunatics not screaming all the time.
There we go.
I got my scream on tonight.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted to make sure I get it on.
That's what makes this work, man. It's all about the passion. If you didn't have the passion, nobody would give a shit.
Right.
Exactly. So basically, I bring the fans.
Right.
There you go, Chris.
Exactly.
There we go.
Who's the little guy?
It's
the little guy.
Bigger and bigger.
The midget.
And bigger.
The small guy. The angry guy.
His head goes bigger and bigger.
Ron G's wife at the party, she goes, I worry about him. You're so upset all the time. I go, listen, I get upset about the game and the losses. But here we go, Chris. This is your poll this week. Because we didn't have the show, we wanted to make sure we shouted out the Football Writers of America and the National Football Foundation.
Yes,
College Football Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
You're also a member
of
the College Football Hall of Fame.
I forgot that.
Yes, I'm an angry elf.
Call me an elf one more time.
Call me a fucking elf one more. No, I've never been called that before. So there you go. Here we go, Chris. I see Kansas State, number 16, Chris. Kansas State.
Where is Notre Dame?
Where is Notre Dame?
What I think their number. I think they might have dropped back to number 47 or something like that, man.
Did they?
Well, it's so interesting because after this subpar performance they had against an academy team, and don't get me wrong, the academies are awesome. Oh, that's awesome. See, now that's a new nickname. Elf.
Elf.
See?
Elf on the shelf. Elf on the shelf.
So they had a terrible game against Navy, and I can't reward them. I know the college football committee, or I'm sorry, the college football playoff committee,
The other poll.
That small other poll, decided to put them at 18 out of 25. I cannot reward the fact that, like, literally we almost got beat by Navy, and that's just repulsive. So the idea that Kansas State played a little bit better. I love that. I'm never gonna live that down.
Bill's starting to write here.
I am never gonna live that one down.
Bill is funny. Who was that other guy that was trying to tell you how to do jokes, Shane? Movies.
It's like, you don't have any comedic timing. And I'm like, no, your jokes just suck. That's why I'm not playing them on the show.
Somebody told you that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was writing
There's a
in
guy
all
that
these
loved
jokes.
to
He wants
send
to
me
get at
clips
me.
to make fun of Phil, and none of them were funny. Like maybe 10%.
They were like Bratcher level funny.
No, I think Bratchers are even better.
Bratcher is better. He's actually, he said one of the funniest lines. Me, Cherie, and everyone were cracking up. We're like, where's that for the show? He's like, I know, right? I finally could say something funny. I can't remember what it was, but to quote him, but
didn't leave that mark. Huh? Bratcher probably wrote it down. What was it?
He's
I
writing
really
it down.
don't remember. I was trying to remember too. I can't remember.
Well, yeah,
He's trying to find it.
Looking back through his recording.
Yeah. You see, I paid $11 for that jersey.
He's wearing the fake Hester
He came on
jersey.
VHL. I'm like, this motherfucker just puts him on a tee and just waits for him to be smacked out. I'm looking. I'm like, Ivan, hold up.
Got me that, Shane. She got me that last year for Christmas. She knows nothing about football. My girlfriend got me that.
Oh,
it actually has my name on the bag. That's why I have it.
That's even worse. But yeah, well,
yeah.
Oh, Jesus. He's taking shots.
She's got to step up.
Poor girl. Poor girl. Bought him a Bratcher jersey, but it wasn't authentic, Chris.
From Payless.
Shane's texting me all fucking weekend. Bratcher's jersey. I go, what? I didn't even notice. I don't even notice. The Shane notices these things. I don't notice anything like that. Anyway.
Now his girlfriend hates me. But
just add her to the list of people.
Yeah, that's right. Line up.
There you go. Notre Dame's not there, but Kansas State at 16, UCLA 15, Penn State 14, North Carolina. That young rookie, Chris, he's topping out those passing yards that you love. Ole Miss.
There we go.
Lane Kiffin, even though they lost, huh? Still in there.
They have to be. And then Oregon, which
Bo Nix.
We all loved. Unfortunately, got that ass whooped, so they want to drop him. SC
Baylor, is Baylor there?
Wow, you're just a dick.
USC.
Clemson finally dropped a little bit, and then
finally
my team
There's
that I
Shane's
thought was going to do very well, Alabama, unfortunately is not doing what we wanted, and we have Brian Kelly's team, which I have to give him credit. He actually, after that Florida State loss, he was able to pull the team together, and they're actually going to compete for the SEC championship, which is going to be insane. Because it's going to be them and that team at number 1, Georgia, to represent the SEC in the national championship game. However, I think Tennessee is a hell of a lot better than TCU, but everybody criticized me about that because I have a SEC bias, which I will admit I do.
There you got 6 Utah, TCU at 5 for those of you listening. 4 Tennessee, the Volunteers, Ron. Number 3 Michigan, go blue, Cherie. Go blue. Ohio State, I think it should be role reversed. 3 Ohio State, 2 Michigan, and then number 1 Georgia. There you go. Every week, Chris jumps on. We do this live. We have a lot of fun. We do our drops like this. Ron G produced all these this week, but with all the travel and everything, we'll finish it with the number 1 team.
Number 3, Michigan.
Oh, they're number 1 in my poll.
That's okay.
And his poll.
That's okay.
Here's the number 1
in 2 weeks.
Here's the number 1 team.
We will see in 2 weeks.
The Super 16.
So
you can tell he's still got his voice. Mine, I couldn't even hit that after these officials.
Number.
Here it is.
Number 1, Georgia.
They look like men. Although Tennessee did an ass whooping on Mizzou, they had to take that aggression out. Oh my God, was it like 66 or something like that? It was bonkers.
Took it out.
We just need 66. We just need that defensive tackle, Jalen Carter, to come right to Chicago in the draft.
There you go.
That dude, he is
the reincarnation of Chris Zorich.
Jeepers creepers.
A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger.
A lot of it.
Oh,
he doesn't mind driving.
Chris the elf. The elf D tackle.
Wow.
2 elves on the show. Me and you next week.
Now Chris really going to be doing that show with me.
Yeah, really.
Listen, I've waxed poetic. I wore this dude's jersey to be able to sit there now. It's surreal to call this guy a friend. And all jokes aside, there isn't more. Like I said, when Chris wasn't here, surrounding ourselves with people like you, Shane, Cars, Claudio, Jim Larison and his wife, Cherie, Ivan. Ivan got to meet his wife and family. His wife, I would never expect Ivan and his wife to be together. That I wasn't expecting that, like her. But now I see she's got him in line, Shane. She's got his ass. I thought he was in the military. She's in the military.
You so saved yourself.
Ivan was trying to figure out where the fuck you were going with that.
I was
10 seconds while he was talking. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Ivan looks like those handlebars are going to fall right off his face.
I've never seen a picture of Ivan's wife and him. It's not on Facebook or anything. So I was like,
me either anymore.
Right. So then when you meet them, I was like, oh, I wasn't picturing this couple together. And then you get to know them. It's like the perfect match. I was like,
she got lucky. So
she's a Packers fan, Chris.
Oh,
that's the crazy thing. From Wisconsin. Is she from Green Bay?
No, she's from like South Milwaukee.
When you first found that out, Ivan, what was your initial reaction when you found out she was a Packers fan?
I was like, fuck. I was like, because I like her, but I'm like,
she lucky she's hot as hell.
Right. Yeah, right. I'm over here like weighing out my options. I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I like her, but she's a Packers fan. I was like, I don't know if that knocks off points, but no, she's great. But yeah,
you should
Green
hear
Bay Packers fan.
You should hear her version.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a lot better.
I asked her. They met at a softball game. They were playing softball together. This is how their relationship began. It's like out of a movie, Chris. Co-ed softball team.
She dug the long ball, so that's all I
can
say.
So does Cherie, apparently.
Cherie might after these text messages she's been sending me. I'm trying to catch up on. I'm sorry.
Here they all are. Let's bring them out, Chris. Everybody was there. One of these kids was doing his own thing. Everybody else was there with you, me, and everybody at the Larison's house. Everybody was excited that you were there, right, Claudio?
Of course.
You were excited for Zorich.
Excited, Chris.
I thought Claudio would have a lot more enthusiasm, Chris. I apologize.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean,
Of course.
He had to travel 20 miles. He was
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
It was
He
fine.
only flew in from New Haven, Chris.
Right, exactly.
Chris thought you were bringing modern pizza with you. He was pissed.
I was
Colonial
told.
couldn't stop.
I was told.
He dropped the ball, Chris. I thought he was going to do it. Look at Claudia. Have you ever seen him silent like
No,
this?
me either.
I didn't know
What the
you
fuck
wanted me
is
to
going
say
on?
anything. What do you, I didn't know. You're telling me I'm supposed to bring modern.
Watching
I'm
Rex
Chris, you
Grossman
gotta come-
highlights.
Fucking Grossman, this whole. Usually he plays right off these things. Come on. Did you smoke tonight?
No.
Wow.
Unless
Rick-
that dragon was fucking a goat.
What?
That's Chris's type of book. I'll tell you that.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta hear that one on audiobook.
So we had a great time, Cherie, at
Yes.
the TTNL party.
My mom can't stop talking about it. So
That's awesome.
It is awesome. That's what it's all about. When Chris walked into that room 3 hours late, it was amazing. It was a moment.
I was all the way in the back with, shout out to Andrew and Courtney.
Yes.
I was in the back with them, and you saw hearing people whispering like Chris Zorich is here, and Courtney's eyes just lit up. It was so funny.
Yes. Chris Zorich lights up a room. I'll tell you that.
Then about halfway into it, we had to go outside because I was
Oh my
sweating
God.
my balls off.
Chris is like,
Phil did tell me. I was talking to Phil. He's like, Zorich was holding court in the library, and he goes, he was fucking sweating. He was so, he was out. It's like we had to go outside. It's like this dude was.
Oh my God, man!
the next day, Chris, Jen Larison goes, I don't understand. She's yelling at Jim. Why didn't you put on the fireplace? Usually we put on the fireplace when we're entertaining. I have guests. I go, fucking Zorch would have melted.
Would have evaporated, right?
Man. Oh my God, man! I was talking to shit, and sweat was dripping down my eye. Like, trying to be all nonchalant. I'm like, damn, I'm sweating my ass off. Y'all,
Chris is like, Phil, we got to go outside for a minute and get some air. I'm like, let's
He was
do
dehydrated from the small drinks, sweating his ass off.
No shit.
Drove 3 miles.
Exactly. Then I go out and everybody comes out there, and I'm feeling terrible because everybody's like in t-shirts and shit, and the elf had his
Claudio
big
loved
boy
it.
jacket on and shit. And I was like, holy shit.
Bernie,
I kind of felt terrible.
our guy Bernie was out there talking Notre Dame.
I felt
neighbor.
terrible.
The neighbor,
Right,
yeah.
the neighbor,
I love
right?
Bernie and
Herb
Bernie.
Howard. How about Herb? You can't forget Herb Howard.
Herb Howard was out
yeah,
there
he was
with us.
awesome.
Of course,
He did a hit on
Herb,
the
Courtney
score
Cronin,
there, right?
Huh?
Didn't Herb? He had a hit on the score that night.
Yeah, he had a score hit. You're such a
You told me you did.
And then Zorich is holding court outside on the Larison patio out in the so we were just chilling
It's
out
like, where's
there.
the fucking pool at?
It was cold out there. You cooled off.
Oh yeah.
Plus, you had
I
a
felt
bigger
great.
drink at that time.
Yes,
You had
I
the
did.
bigger drink.
I had a gentleman's drink at that time.
Yeah, you came back to the gentleman's drink.
I was feeling good.
We had a great time. Courtney Cronin, Dion Miller, Alex Shapiro, Kenneth Davis, Herb Howard, Chris, yourself, all of the TTNL family, Trent with the camera work, Ron G and his wife, everybody was there. Jim and Jen hosting. My wife and my 2 sons were there way past their bedtime. Tate
Shapiro,
still
right?
upset.
Shapiro was there.
Yeah, I said that.
said
Alex
Shapiro.
Shapiro.
Oh, I missed it.
All of them.
I'm reading this. I'm reading the chat. I'm not
Claudio,
listening to the chat.
thanks, Claudio, for
Claudio,
waking
you doing
up tonight.
cocaine over
I was
there?
there. I've been reading the chat and not listening to you guys.
Guys, when are we going to start the show?
So, man, I fucking fucked up. But
Once again, he fucked up. Hey, did we start the show yet? Claudio was late on his yo. Did you guys notice
was
that?
I?
Oh
Never
my
late on
God.
the yo.
You were sitting there watching.
I got it up.
Yes, you did. At least you got it up. We got to get you up right now. You're like a fucking sleep, man.
I know. Had a
Come on.
long week.
I love all.
Imagine
Claudia's
that.
slow.
Well, Claudio's up, Zorich. Thank God for that.
Yeah, long
Ratcher, you had a
drive,
great time there?
I had an absolute blast. I didn't really get to talk to Zorich much. I just said hey to him, man, but it was good seeing you. I still don't have a voice either from the whole weekend. It was an absolute blast. Absolute blast, man. Claudio, me and you, we got to go to Funk's. We got to meet former Bear there too as well. Like we had
me, you, and Alex. That was I went for a haircut at Funk's barbershop, and you go ahead, Alan. I mean, you talked to him more than I did because that was
James O'Shaughnessy walks in the door. We're not even paying attention. Acevedo just comes out of nowhere and goes, "Hey, O'Shaughnessy," and he turns around
recognized him.
Like he's surprised as hell that somebody finally recognized the guy, and he turns around. He's like, nobody ever fucking knows me.
Yeah.
Sat with him for what, like 45 minutes.
Wow.
My God, he talked about so much about the locker room culture for the Bears.
Yeah.
Talked about other places he played. Absolute great guy, man.
When's he coming on the show?
Well, he said he said he watched the show.
Did he get signed? He has watched the show. Did he get signed by Minnesota's or an update?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him. He said that he was working out with him Monday, but he was pretty confident. He said he was going to get it.
Well, we could check the transaction wire. If he's
Who was he
not,
working
then he
out
can come
with?
up. Minnesota.
Working out with the Vikings, and he did say a little bit towards the end. He goes, "Guys, I don't want to leave Chicago. I got houses here. I love the fans, and I hate that fucking purple over there. I don't want to go there."
Don't get him in trouble. Now. He probably signed.
He said I could quote that, but that's as far as I'm going with what he said.
Oh yeah, he was just released from the practice squad. Man, so.
Good job, Alan. Great job.
He was signed and released. Signed and released. Hey, Alan.
Alan.
He did sign. He did sign in Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was right. He predicted it right for you. Well, we now know he's unhappy. Who wouldn't be unhappy with those purple uniforms?
Logan, I love the seats. The seats are awesome. Me and Cherie. It was me, Cherie, Cole Kennedy, and Ron G. It was an amazing time. Awesome view.
Well, that he actually, Logan gave his seats to Alex. So you had Andrew, the patron, helped you out getting your seats.
Well,
yeah.
So you loved your
well, thank you to both of you guys. They were both. Thanks for helping out.
Andrew and Courtney and patron. I don't know if the guy is a patron actually who gave you the ticket, who got the tickets.
Yeah, because it was a Robert Robinson
Robert, yes.
that I was getting. Yeah, so thank you to Robert.
I totally dropped the ball, Chris, and didn't get the Italian beef dip.
Shame.
But I did get to
He's
get
complaining that it's dry.
Shame.
Like you didn't get it.
Cherie was explaining it to me.
I don't have my,
the
my,
bells,
my
Zorich.
Game of Thrones bell.
Can you get your bell?
I
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Shame
now.
on
There it
you.
is.
That is absolute shame.
I didn't
How
have
do you
that.
not get it dipped?
First time I had it was a couple years ago, and I'm like,
Pussy
this shit sucks. It's dry as shit. There's no onions grilled in it. I'm like, what is this? I don't know what the hype is on this thing. Now, Cherie's telling me, and Ivan had told me previously that you got to get it dipped. I just didn't have I went to Portillo's. Take me to Portillo's and let's get it on. I had a great time there. The kids loved it. We met up with two patrons, Laris and Sandlands, Chris and Heather, and their friends were there. They met us out there. Bratcher, Claudio, Ivan was
No,
there?
I wasn't.
No, Ivan didn't go there.
Not the
Alex was there, Acevedo, and Trent, the cameraman. He was even capturing moments at Portillo's. I actually liked Portillo's a lot. I like how you line up, you order your fucking food, you pay, you walk to the left, they call you out, $6.76, $58. and you pick up your food, and it was delicious. Honestly.
Yeah, first time I had a Chicago.
Listen, not like that.
Really?
Not like that.
That seems like a basic process.
Basically, right?
A simple process.
Where you go anywhere and get
I paid
that,
for the food, and then I
told
walked
you.
over here and they gave me the food.
I told you that burger, that cheeseburger was like a throwback to my childhood. It tasted
It was
like
amazing. They gave
the
me a
original
receipt,
Whopper.
And I waited in line, and then they called my name. And I got food. It was incredible.
was
I've never
surprised
seen that before.
I was surprised you got the cheeseburger though, Phil. I was expecting you to get like Philly steak or the hot dogs.
That was the
cheese
first time I
dogs.
had a Chicago dog.
I had a bite of the Chicago dog.
It was awesome.
I tried to try everything. We had some soup.
Well, to be honest, so they've kind of mastered kind of the faster part of the Chicago food genre.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the place to go to get like the best of the best, but they do a phenomenal job.
They do.
Like, you want to go to like Al's Beef, and you want to go to like
next
all the
time I
places
go,
that are,
I'm
like,
looking around. No one's fucking helping me. Thank God for cars.
Well, you guys are mostly
like-
downtown. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
it's like the area. It's at.
Right, you're not like in the neighborhoods and shit. Next time we need to rent a bus.
Someone could drive
and take his
63.
ass to Chicago, like every we go to Bronzeville, we go to Wrigleyville, we'll go everywhere.
That's
I actually got a
everything
friend
up in
that
Boise.
works for the Cubs, and he said that we wanted a tour. We could go take a tour if it's like $10. It's easy.
Oh,
shit. So, Chris, next time we come next year, you're going to take us on this Chicago Fantasy Island tour. What do you mean? Look at
From
this.
Indiana?
What?
From
I thought it was the region.
From
bro.
his seat, from his house in Indiana. How's he gonna
Yeah,
get
what's
out?
his take on the region?
What's your take on the
Sheree, do you wanna-
region?
Oh, we already discussed that.
Sheree
He was like, what the
discussed
fuck is that?
There you go. Enough said.
I've never heard of that shit before. Never.
Never.
That was Sheree saying that, Greg. Don't
Yes,
have a meltdown. That wasn't Shane.
What's that drop, Shane?
The tailgate next year is going to be determined when the schedule comes out by Shane Marsaw.
Oh.
He's going to decide, and then we're going to set it up. We already know where we're tailgating. I already know where the TTNL private party is going to be. And next year, I apologize seriously, with all seriousness, because we had some other plans, but everything, I think you can understand this. And Chris would probably just say, fuck them if they don't get it. But sometimes I got to fucking kind of embrace the empathetic part of this, because I think I've said the tapeneverlies.com like 500 times, maybe more, maybe over 1,500 times. And people still ask me, where do I sign up to become a patron? So I'm going to say this for this event. We wanted to do a private party for patrons and all of our guests and everything like that. It just didn't. We couldn't do it at the Larison's house. I'm not going to invite 500 people there, but we do have a spot for next year, and we will do that. And I know Chris Zorich will be there, and it'll be a shorter drive. There'll be bigger glasses. I'll even bring the Game of Thrones bell.
There you go.
Because
well,
I have a
hopefully we don't
plan.
need to use it. Well, how about this?
Go ahead.
Hopefully you can get in maybe like a day earlier, and let's like rent a bus and do like a tour of Chicago.
That's what we're going to do.
I like it.
Can you be the one on the mic giving the tour? That would be fucking great.
No, how about a professional? I live in Indiana now, so I've given up my driver's license. I mean, when I tell my boys I moved to Indiana, they're calling me a pussy and everything. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. So I don't have that right anymore. I have an Indiana driver's license now.
Well, welcome to Chicago, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was
That's
so
far
happy
as
to
shit
see you.
now. It's like 40 miles for me now. Like, oh my God.
That's far.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's very far. But we will do it right next year. I like that idea.
That's
Mark
all. Yeah, I
that
think we'll be
down.
cool, man. We
Who
get
can
everybody
I
on the
depend
bus.
on?
We went on the bus.
I thought Jackal was making his fucking debut back on the show.
He told me on Sunday. I'm
had
back.
the whole.
Soccer's done, he said.
Farmers
market.
This is what he said. He said
maybe tennis isn't done yet.
No, I texted
Exactly. That's perfect.
He goes wrapping up coaches meeting for program I'm running in town. Definitely should check my emails more often. I'm trying to get on for late night, so he's gonna come on later in the show.
Oh, all right. So Jackal
that's
will
what he
make
thinks.
it. He just
Let's just
didn't
end
give
the
a fuck.
broadcast right now.
Right when he comes in.
Yes, Chris Zorich on the boat tour of Chicago, down the river.
Yeah.
Not in
We'll
November,
do it all.
December. Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
going
following
early September next year. We're gonna try to shoot early
warm
so
weather.
we can enjoy the warm city. Alex Acevedo's driving down the street, dropping me and Steph off. Steph only brought her fucking what are those sneakers? Those Converse, those Chuck Taylors, lows. She's like, "Oh my God, my feet are gonna freeze tomorrow." I go, "Hell yeah, they're gonna freeze." So we had to hustle to Target. Alex Acevedo's driving us down the street.
Picked Jen Larson up some fucking cups while you're there.
Well, I didn't know Chris was complaining about the cups till tonight. We're gonna change it all. So we went there, but Acevedo's talking like, "Oh my God, driving down this street in the summer, man, it's giving me a throwback. It's the best time of year to be here." My wife's elbowing me. Yeah, exactly. It's come back in the summer. I thought it was beautiful out. It wasn't cold to me, but I just wore sweats and a hoodie. I enjoyed the
We have
game.
snow on the ground here in New York. No, it sucks.
Holy shit.
We have it today
Yeah.
too, where I'm at too.
It's been attempting to snow here.
Did you
Actually,
see
we
the
better
Bills
tell
game?
Jim.
They're saying 31 inches of snow for the Bills game.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
31
Oh, my
inches.
God.
Yeah, they're
We're
calling
about
it like
to
a
get-
historic level event. The amount of snow.
Will they
that'll be worse
cancel
than
the
Wizards,
game?
bro.
Will
Oh,
they
I hope they don't
postpone the
cancel.
game?
Playing the
Hell
Browns.
no.
Yeah.
Hell no, they're not going to cancel that game.
Let's
Oh,
take
no,
a
no.
bet on it. Remember
No,
they canceled.
guaranteed.
All those assholes will be jumping off the bus
Football
onto
in
the
the
table,
snow
and it'll
is
only be like a
literally the best.
2-foot jump with all the
No,
snow
Oh,
there.
God.
I
Football
was
in the
a
snow
player
is
rep
the
when
Ball
best.
fights
I
in the
was with the
stands.
Bears.
Yep.
Yep.
And it was it was so interesting because this is my kind of first realization that this is a straight up business. So it was, I think it was, I want to say it was Halloween, like maybe 95, 94, not sure, but they were going to honor Dick Butkus and Yale
Oh,
Sayers.
yes. That's when you were wearing those
94.
shitty ass uniforms. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Okay,
God.
and it was raining sideways.
Fucking
man. Like
terrible,
it was
yeah.
terrible.
Gale Sayers
And of
Dick
course,
Gale
as a
Butkus.
Sayers
player
and
rep,
Butkus.
me and the guy from, and I forgot, I think it was Green, I don't know who we were playing, but
Green Bay. You're
okay,
playing
it was
Packers,
Green Bay.
yeah.
All right. So we were both like, hey, we got to cancel this game. It's not going to be right for the players, footing and everything else. Those guys are like, look, y'all are here just to witness shit. Shut the fuck up. These are the big boys talking. And it was Gene Upshaw and I don't think Roger. It was who's the dude?
Paul
from Roger-
Tagliabue?
Yeah, Paul Tagliabue. Because it was a big game. It was a night game too.
Yeah. Monday
And
night.
like we were all in this room, and like I saw like the inner workings of them about to cancel the game, and they were like, "Hell, this is not happening. We'll be fine as long as we can get this, and this together." And I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is a business. Like they don't care a fuck about the players. This is amazing." So I guarantee you they will be playing on Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, you guys lost a squeaker 33-6 that night.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. I forgot about that.
Late reaction, Ivan.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Shane.
I'll never forget that. That was the night, the deep ball by Brett Favre from the end zone.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking Zorich couldn't fucking get penetration and get through there and sack that ass.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. This is the
But
reason
he
why
was to our
players don't come on your show because you fucking dog them out.
No.
Yes.
Love you.
Edgar Bennett, 26 carries, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns that night.
See?
Looking it up.
See? You're not helping, Shane.
Listen, how do you think Jen Larison feels about her fucking cups tonight?
she yelled at me about the beer too, because she asked me if I like the beer. I said, no, I'm not really a fan of what you got, but that's okay.
Oh, that's nice, Alan.
The way
That's not the only one.
She
Shane.
turned around and
That's
looked at
not
me.
the only
Yeah,
one.
Breccia has some
Alan-
lines
yeah,
that
Alan's,
night.
He's a very nice dick. That
That's not the
House,
only one.
house could be a little bit bigger. I don't know.
You realize
Yeah,
when everybody left, she was like, Jim, those fuckers are never.
Alan,
Yeah.
you know it could be a little
Open up my
cooler in
house.
here. Chris
No.
is
Open up
sweating.
my house.
Digging the books in your library that you have in your home.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God,
They're
Alan.
never coming back here.
No, I don't like your beer. Your
I just
house
said
is hot.
I didn't like the beer that they had
Your
there, but I was
glasses are
drinking
bad.
it anyway.
Cracker's
I
worried
said,
about me
okay.
picking out his jersey his girlfriend brought him. He's like,
Get in somebody's ass today.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
It looks like you should be going home, right, Alan?
Yeah.
Dion,
We didn't even bring that one up.
Dion Miller.
Oh, I'll bring it up right now.
Should we bring it up?
I was waiting for somebody to.
That was horrible.
So I won't even bring it up.
Ivan tells it best. Ivan tells it.
So we're in the back room and we're saying goodbye. Dion comes in and she's saying goodbye. Just Dion Miller's a sweetheart, by the way.
Yeah.
We got to meet her and her husband.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful people. So she comes up, I give her a hug, she hugs everybody, she says goodbye, and as she's taking a step out of the room, she doesn't realize that there's a piece of like trim or something just like right there, so she stumbles. She catches herself, and like I'm going to say like, hey, oh, are you all right? Is everything all right? And Alan, before anybody could speak, steps forward and is like, yeah, it's about time you go home.
Oh, that's not the way. No,
It's like it's about
He
time.
said, yeah, maybe you should
Yeah,
go
yeah, maybe
home.
you should go home.
Maybe
Maybe
you should go
home.
Maybe you should.
we got to teach this
laughed
guy
about it.
manners.
She
Chris.
laughed
Please
about
tell
it.
me he was wearing a
She thought it was
12-15
funny.
t-shirt that night.
She laughed
He
about it.
was.
She laughed about it. She was a good sport, but I was just like, Alan, Jesus.
Okay, she's never coming back on.
He's a very nice dick. That. Jesus.
I'm not coming back on. She's not coming back on.
Top of your fucking class.
Yeah, Spratcher was in the top of his fucking class. I'll tell you that. Oh my God. You can't make it up, Chris. Well, Chris,
You had to experience it, which was phenomenal.
it was a great night and we joke around. That's what we do. But at the same time, we have to keep it 100. That's what this show is about. I wish Claudio did smoke a little weed tonight.
Smoke weed every day.
He would have been wide awake. He did run underneath the Hallis Tower and defeat
did.
Alex
I did.
Acevedo.
That's right. That
Chris,
was,
they had a giant
that?
tower out there at the tailgate.
Okay.
Mixed.
I got it up.
There was big cups out there. I'll tell you that. Big cups. And here's Claudio underneath this giant cooler. And one side was orange, one side was blue, and they do what would you call that? A chug race?
Waterfall.
A waterfall?
Waterfall. But they said that one nozzle was actually bigger than the other nozzle, so Claudio got the smaller nozzle.
Right,
That's
right.
the story
Right.
behind it.
Because you were on the other one and lost.
I was on the other one too. Like it was bad, man.
You lost to Alex. I beat Alex, and that's your.
Claudio is the champ right now.
Wait, so
Next
there are,
year.
there
Well,
are
hey,
no
wait a
photos
minute,
of this?
though.
Huh?
There's no
Let's talk
photos?
about the car bomb.
There
though.
is a
Oh, there's a
video,
video
of
of
it.
it.
We have
Oh, okay.
photos.
Yeah.
Shane, put up the photo. And we have the photo. There it is.
Holy
Look at Mysterio's eyes.
Mysterio's like,
the best. Yeah, Mysterio. That's his brother in the back with his tongue out.
yeah,
The
you can
fuck
see
is
his
best. I
brother
love
looking
that photo.
Oh
underneath.
my God, that's hilarious.
There's Claudio
Yeah.
taking on the
That's it.
tower.
Yeah, I was a few Class Azul shots in too there, so I was feeling all right. I was feeling all right.
How did it taste, Claudio? Was it,
It was
a good
good.
drink?
It tastes like juice compared to straight Class Azul tequila. It was like fucking juice. It
First of all,
tasted like
that tequila you had, Claudio,
Yeah,
the best.
it is.
Like
yeah.
that was straight smooth.
Oh yeah, the Class Azul, the Reposado, the white bottle with the little silver bell top on there. You know what I'm talking about, Chris, or no?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, that's the good
Yes, I
shit.
do.
That's a good shit.
But no,
Do you hear that
what about the car
beeping?
bomb though?
Do you hear a beeping?
The carb.
Hear that?
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Beeping?
Yeah, I don't know who's beeping. Is it me?
Bratcher, change the batteries in your ankle bracelet.
Go tomorrow and get that off.
Yeah, you have no comedic timing at all. No, none at all.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Fuck yourself.
Well, there you go. Chris, I don't want to keep you. You've been an amazing guest, but
thank you.
I don't know if you could stay. If you have to
I
go.
didn't even say shit, but because you're talking all the time, but okay.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Once again, thank you.
You're the best, man. So next year, seriously, you're going to be at both.
365 fucking days from now. Oh, yeah. I'll be
Exactly.
I mean, like, come on. Really?
Put it in your planner, Zorich. Put it in your
Come on.
planner.
You have
Not on a
fucking notes.
script.
How many
63
notes do you
miles.
have on that script?
Hey, man. I got enough notes here, man.
Here it is. See? So next year, next season, when we decide, I'll put it together for you.
That's perfect.
There you go, Zorich. You can talk about that.
That's perfect.
We'll save it for the Super 16 poll show.
I'm putting it in right now.
Put the elf on the shelf.
Thursday, bus tour. No. Yeah, let's say Thursday. Thursday afternoon. Maybe you guys can get in Wednesday night.
Yep.
We do a Thursday bus tour, hang out. Everybody hang out. We go to a whole bunch of places to eat and have a good time and shit. And then Friday, you do your stuff, hang out with your peeps, and then,
Friday will be the party.
Well, it has to be some family time too. Though. You got to work it out. You got to take the kids like to the water tower and shit, and Navy Pier, and all this other stuff.
Exactly. They didn't get to go to that.
Yeah, definitely got to give them some time, and then give us degenerates the time on the bus tour.
Okay.
Which would be great because we'll have some fucking great food, man.
Let's do it. Sounds like a plan.
Sure does.
And you joke around. 365 comes around fast. You know what I'm saying? It happens fast. So
maybe we'll have to start having a draft party in Chicago. It's in April.
Oh shit. Dude, that's a great idea. See,
broadcast live.
All these ideas, man. You should have a show, man.
It's up here, man.
I love Cherie's mom.
We only do what, 40 hours of live content the week of the draft.
I know. I think we do 40 hours of live content a week, for God's sake.
Oh, dude, I got this. How about let's do a draft party in fucking Jim and Jen's basement?
Yeah.
Did you ever get down there to see it?
I didn't. No, I have no idea.
We never got you down there.
I have no idea. I tried, but
Oh my God. He was being tugged and pulled all over the place.
It'd be perfect, man.
So you didn't see the wine cellar, huh?
Yeah.
I did not. No, I heard about it.
With the
Listen,
Beetlejuice
that's
bus?
it. Jim and Jen are closing that
about
door. Not because she hates us for her glass comments.
Believe
but
me, I'm sure she's like, get these fuckers out of here. There's
But
no way we're coming back.
they're selling their house. So they're
That's the reason
Jim,
why.
did you hear what Bratcher said about her house? Put the fucker on the market.
That's terrible, man. You made them sell their house. That's bullshit.
It's all because of Bratcher. Wait, Chris had to drive 63 miles. Let's buy a bigger house closer.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
That's what it is.
Make that fat elf happy.
And Chris, the Super 16 poll show will be back next Monday night. We'll be breaking this stuff down. Is there a game everyone should be watching this week?
Hells yes.
What is it?
What do you think?
Go ahead.
Notre Dame, BC.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry, Z.
There's like two other games. There's SC and UCLA.
That's a good
Oregon's
game.
playing somebody. But come on, man. Are you kidding me? We're going to see if we can bounce back from actually almost getting beat by fucking Navy. So imagine the excitement we're going to have against playing against Boston College.
I can imagine. I know a game that two people on this panel would like to see.
Michigan.
Oh.
Who they playing, Alan?
I don't want to talk about that.
There we
They're
go,
playing
Alan.
Illinois. They're playing Illinois. Illinois is they kind of Syracused it up as soon as they got to the.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Yes, they did. Purdue and who else? Michigan State.
Purdue and Michigan State.
Jesus.
Jeez.
So, I'm not
house. Oh
happy.
yeah, that'll work.
Andy would love that.
Hey, we can't have Zorich on and not ask him about this run that Justin Fields is on. I want to hear his thoughts on that.
Yeah,
No, you
Chris.
don't. No, you don't.
Oh, you're not excited?
Do you want your quarterback leading the league in rushing?
No, you don't want it, but you have to. That's what keeps you in the games, right?
How long is it gonna last? Dude, he doesn't get hit. He didn't get knocked the fuck out, and we would be like, "Oh my god, he shouldn't be running."
Lamar's still going.
Okay,
They played a long time.
Okay, I'm just saying.
He knocked someone the fuck out on the field.
Dude, however, that was awesome. That was dude. Shit. And I guarantee you, films, dude, that guy just ass kicked the films because it was a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
Claudio has live footage, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
He has me saying
Yeah.
he got knocked the fuck out.
Oh no, really?
Oh yeah,
that was
Sean Elliott.
awesome,
I gotta cut it. It's a
That
long
shit
video,
was
but I gotta cut it.
hilarious. Like he stood the dude up, then he buckled.
Oh, he
It was
fucking.
going into the end zone.
You talk about a determination.
Chris, don't you think that? I mean, I think the kid. There's no doubting his ability to pass the football, but just talking to these guys, watching it on tape, they're pretty barren around him.
Right, but Barron is going to get his ass knocked out. I mean, you don't want that.
Oh no, I know you don't.
Simmons will lay us outside. He's going to concussion protocol. Then all of a sudden he's going to be out for the game. Everybody's talking about, oh, this is great. He's the highest leading rush. I mean, because Chicago's eating this shit up. Like every newscast, I mean, they're loving it, right? Because they got nothing. Right, exactly.
Yep.
And so the idea is that, hey, this is terrific. We're making it. And then all of a sudden, as soon as he gets his ass laid out by somebody, they're going to be like, oh my God, he shouldn't be running the ball as much as he should be.
Yeah, it's just I think they're doing what they have to do to stay competitive. I mean, that it's special what he's done. I understand your thought process, but if they have the ability to stay in the games, just talking about the integrity of the game, if they have the ability to let him do that and stay in the game.
Time out. Hold on. Time out. You talk about the integrity of the game. They're trading. They're trading people for next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's for him
for the game, right? But okay, so in the process,
have you seen Robert Quinn though? He's wearing number 98 and he's playing like it.
Looks horrible.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So then you're going to let your quarterback go out there, and hey, this is the only thing we got. We don't have the offensive line to protect him. Let him do his thing, and in the meantime, he's going to get fucking leveled. He's going to get laid out by one of these fast ass linebackers. Are going to knock his ass out, and then all of a sudden everybody's gonna be like, you know what, he shouldn't be running the ball. Why are the Bears doing this? Why are they letting him run the ball as much as he should?
Yeah, it'll happen 100%. That's gonna happen. I mean, you heard it the beginning of the season. The Bears are the worst team in the NFL, and nothing matters except for the development of Justin Fields. And now you see it, and now you got a guy like Dan Weeder that's coming out here and saying that that this loss against Detroit is, horrific, and which I understand. You don't want to blow a 14-point lead to Detroit, but at the same time, Justin's got to be held accountable for the pick six. That was awful. That can't happen. It's unacceptable. I think he'll improve from that. But
I think I heard you guys talking about this. I mean, look, like literally, he was just trying to
do too much. Yeah,
and unfortunately, right, and that's the exact thing, right? Is that when you're playing any team sport, it doesn't have to be football, it can be any team sport. And I hate to say this, but you have to stay in your lane in order for you to be successful. As soon as you go out of the lane, what happens? And again, Justin's a competitor. I mean, I would love for him to be a quarterback on any team that I play for, but the idea that, he's your leading rusher, or the fact that he's, and I think somebody just said that he was like the the player of the weekend or something like that. I mean,
yeah, FedEx Player of the Week, yeah,
right. Like, okay, that's great, but like, how many rushing yards did Tom Brady have? Like 6. I mean,
yeah, but I mean,
two different.
What does Tom Brady have that we don't have? Like They
Oh
have
no, no!
wide
I
receivers.
was just
Everything
I was
they
just
have,
throwing Tom
Zorich,
Brady's
like-
name out. No, no. I mean, my whole thing is
Yeah.
that I just don't want him to have a very short career in Chicago because we suck. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I think that's when you're talking about, moving the guys. I think that's what they haven't done in Chicago. It's you want to get through this season, obviously, but you're talking, 125 plus million in cap space, full slate of draft picks. And I think that's what they haven't had in Chicago in a long time. And have this is different than when Mitch went out and threw the 6 touchdowns against Tampa Bay. It just, all of this is different to me. And I think that this entire offseason is going to be based around what are we going to do for Justin? And that includes the upgrades on the defense.
Well, I think when you say what are you going to do for Justin, but I mean, if I was the coach, I told him to sit his ass down and throw the goddamn ball. I mean, I don't need you.
But I don't think that's sustainable, though. That's not sustainable.
I don't need to get injured on a season that we've decided is done because we've traded like some great players, right?
Yeah.
So the idea would be let's save him. I mean, hey, if we've already made if we didn't make that decision, yes, go be a competitor, go be successful. But if we've already said, hey, you know what? Yeah, let's kind of lean this toward next year. In the meantime, our quarterback leads the league in rushing for quarterbacks. Like, you don't want that shit. I mean, as great as that is, I'm telling you, his ass is getting knocked out, and everybody's gonna be like, "See, I told you he shouldn't be running. He's just passed the ball."
Right, and I mean that's what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring up what Bill said is, I mean, he can get folded in half in the pocket
just as
much as he can. Yeah,
and he is trying to stay in the pocket, Zorich. Like I know he knocked Dan Weeder, but I saw something that he put up on video where Justin's literally trying to stay in the pocket, throw the ball. He just can't. He just doesn't have the time. He has to take off.
There's a 9-yard completion to Pettis that Justin had to juke out the entire defensive line and maybe another linebacker just to complete a 9-yard pass, and he still got taken down. So I think the biggest issue I think is if you're going to help Justin, help him out in front of him. Like put some big bodies in there that you could trust, and then see if he could win from the pocket. 'Cause I believe he could win from the pocket, but you can't win on your back.
No, right. And I agree, but before I leave, it's been literally 6 minutes, and Phil hasn't said a word.
He was off camera. He wasn't on camera.
I had to go upstairs.
Did we lose the connection? Or
remember that beeping, Chris?
He hasn't said anything about it.
That was
your house is on fire. That was the fire alarm?
My
popcorn's done.
No, exactly. It was one of those fire alarm things.
Oh, okay.
In my son's room.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I put the.
I thought you were gone. Like I didn't know what happened.
The battery backup. You got to put
for the cold, the mist in the room.
The humidifier.
The humidifier. She has that on, and the fucking alarm beeping is going off because it's getting carbon monoxide alarm going off because of the.
I thought we were doing a good job, and then Phil was talking about like carbon monoxide in his kid's room and shit. Like,
so Phil, while you were gone,
I heard
Zorich said we should bench Fields for Simeon.
He doesn't like the Cubs. He had to drive
bench Monty. Bench Monty for sure.
Oh
get his ass out of here. Get that Zorich guy out of here. You don't know what the hell he's talking about.
So these two little the twins were sleeping right through it. I couldn't believe it. And you know where it was?
So were we getting the whole story? Like I thought.
Yeah.
Like,
people want to know, Chris.
You know? Do they really? Like honestly, like I don't give
Holy shit! You're killing me tonight.
I don't think they do though. Honestly, I don't think they do.
I will take a poll.
Oh please. Hey, there you go. Yep, I like it.
He likes it. At least you like your other Chris likes it. Chris that would drive 63 miles because he loves me. That's not this one. Listen, your take on Justin Fields running sucks, but everything else about you is amazing.
That's okay.
We don't
I still
agree
love you,
that.
Phil. It's all right.
I love you.
Apparently, don't love your kids because I want them to die of carbon monoxide poisoning and shit. So.
Exactly. I could reach the smoke
Wow.
detector, but I did need. I
But
did need a
if
step
he's on,
to
if
get
he's
up
the
there.
shelf on the elf, he couldn't. So
I had to
that's
take a
what
step. I
Shelf on that.
had to get the step to get the smoke detector, Chris. Those
Aren't-
little shits slept right through it. I turned on
Aren't
the
they
light.
used to the smoke when Uncle Claude comes over?
So let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55? 55.
Do you guys walk around your house like, where the fuck is that beeping?
I love all.
It could be right above you, but it's so.
Gary, where are you?
Exactly. Where are you, Gary? Anyway, he's Chris Zorich. I love him to death. He killed me tonight, but I'll get him next time on the script. And next Monday night, the Super 16 poll show will return in its full glory, right there, ranking the top 16 teams in the country according to Chris Zorich. And you could tell, even though Navy took the L to Notre Dame, Chris moved Notre Dame out of his top 16. There's no bias with Zorich, and I love that about you. I know I'm
one
sure.
thing, Phil, that's the one thing I learned is that, you got to keep it 100 and got to be honest. I love my Irish, but when they suck, I got to be honest. They don't need to be ranked.
We wouldn't even have you on the network if it was any other way. Any other way.
Oh, I feel the love now. Thank you, Phil.
You deserve, honestly, I don't want anybody thinking anything. Chris Zorich is the
You want to hold that
class
cup up,
act.
so Jen Larson can see what you get.
Bratcher, do you approve of that glass? Bratcher, do you approve of it? Is that
Here,
good enough glass?
this is a comparison.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
I'm 300 pounds, man. That was your best line.
This is a good glass.
I'm 300 pounds.
This is a good glass.
What's this going to do?
What did Bratcher say after he got his haircut? He stood up and he's like, "That's
It's like,
all
you
right, I
know,
guess."
Claudio probably
I
would have
got
done
my
a better
haircut.
job.
No,
but-
it was him and Acevedo. who did it. Yeah, I didn't do it. I just sat there with.
You went into
You
a
didn't go to the
barber shop, you didn't
bathroom?
get your haircut.
You didn't hang
No,
out
he
with
was the only one.
Even
No,
Ace got
he
his
said it was too
haircut. He had
expensive.
just got his
Bratcher was like $68 for a
Yeah,
fucking
fuck
haircut.
that. Do it myself. Fuck, it's free.
Is that what it is?
It's like,
68
my girlfriend could cut it for free.
With a beard trim and everything. It was
I
like
got to hang out. They had a
What is it?
complimentary
What does it cost at your
whiskey,
shop
all that.
for the same thing?
No, costs way less, but my rent, his rent is probably like 10 times what my rent is. So
Yeah.
Hey, we've done it all. We've said it all. Chris Zorich. Next year, we'll have the tour, the Super 16 stop with Chris Zorich around Chicago tour with the TTNL. You have to be a special person to get on that bus with us.
You don't need a plane tour though, Phil. At all.
Coming on the plane after Dallas, Shane.
He wasn't.
Coming on the.
Terrible timing.
I know it was.
Save
I'm
it for
trying.
Bratcher.
I gotta be live to do it, man. I just can't do it.
Save the jokes for Phil and Shane.
There you go.
There it is.
Alan!
Don't do it.
Ask Marriott Payless if she's got an Enos jersey back there.
Oh, Chris Zorich. Thank you so much, Chris.
Gents and Lady Bear, it's been awesome. I appreciate wonderful hanging out with you guys tonight.
Love the shirt, by the way.
Had a chance. We got it. Had a chance to meet some of you guys. It was awesome. Just being a fan of the show now. It was cool kind of seeing Phil in his kind of glory. So that may have been the reason why I didn't show up on Sunday. Because I wanted you to kind of have your day in the sun.
Dude, for future reference, having you there is much better.
No.
Yep.
No.
Next year.
No. Y'all were
Already
having fun
sold.
taking pictures, signing autographs and shit. If I had been there, y'all might not have had that.
That's right.
Listen,
He's keeping it 100. I mean,
he is. I want you there, though. I don't care.
But I do. I want to.
You're
see
a part
you
of
do
this
your thing.
network.
Right, but I want to see you, like, dude. Like I said last year, man, it was great, kind of seeing you.
But still,
in your
we had
element, doing your thing.
We still had my thing. And
There you
Shane
go,
will be there next year.
You had
So-
more of your thing.
Well-
Right, it'll be the Phil and Shane show. Right, I'm good with that.
But you're a part of this family. So,
Okay. And I had a great time on Friday night.
and then on next year's tailgate, you'll be there. And I think a lot of people will be happy for that. And
I'm sure they're there to see.
I'll be the
Zorich-
cherry on top, Zorich.
We
Don't
do have
worry.
one picture Zorich hasn't seen from the tailgate.
Oh my gosh.
Cars
That's
is
not
a tall
fun. That
dude.
is not fun. That is so not fun.
It is funny.
Put that picture up again, real quick.
Some
Shane.
people would quit the show if they were made
Someone
Not
says something
me.
about why is Cars look like he's got on the 9-year-old body's legs. His body's not
His legs look shorter than his torso.
He's 6 foot. He's 6'3", but 5'8" of him is all from the waist up.
He does have a short torso, a long torso. Anyway, you want to stay on for the rest of the show?
I gotta go. I don't have any more drink. I gotta go.
Okay. All right.
Thank you guys.
I
for-
love
hey,
you,
guys,
Chris.
Again,
Thanks, Chris.
last. Thank you guys so much. Had a lot of fun seeing you guys,
Hell yeah.
and look forward to Monday. But more importantly, next year when we do the bus tour and
The
party,
party
something like that.
and the tailgate.
Yeah, I'll leave the tailgate.
I'll give you the headset, the heads up on all of it beforehand. It'll be all set up.
We might have to pick a game that Notre Dame is at home on Saturday and
Oh,
the Bears
that
are
would
home
be
on
the
Sunday.
That would be the.
That's-
Chris
that-
already
no,
knows. That's
travel.
my dream.
That would be
No,
that would be
Chris
awesome.
won't travel.
Huh?
That would be awesome.
So Chris already goes to the Notre Dame games. That'll be his excuse not to come to the tailgate on Sunday because he all the way.
He's going to come. I already. He's going to go. He already told me this. He's joking.
That'd be a hell of a
around.
weekend, though.
He will go to bring us to Notre Dame. I have to experience it.
That might be an idea.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna match up those things. Great. Shane's full of great ideas.
See, look at that, man.
Yep.
Look at
You guys should
Logan.
call him the smartest man. Yeah.
We should call
That's
him.
good.
I don't know who.
You should have a show.
Actually, that moniker had nothing to do with being smart back in the day when it happened.
All right, I have to get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much. Good.
All right. I love you.
Love you guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, Chris. We've learned a lot from Chris. No small glasses.